que nomás pago 145. No sé por qué es que ni me fijé como bruto. Hey, great, como sonso. A great Wednesday morning. Si puedes, ¿sabes qué? Mándale texto al niño, ahí está el teléfono. O dile, nomás para hacerle saber de que nomás entregó 145. Yo creo que el amor se le fue la onda. Hey, great Wednesday morning. It is a beautiful morning in the city of Brownsville. And acaba de iniciar el día y ya tenemos un tantito de trabajo, which is a good thing. It's always good to have a little bit of work. It's kind of a weird day because I do my best not to start start working till 9 o'clock in the morning. That's the time that Ruby gets here, so it gives me the time to go do the show. But uh, again, I get here like at 8:30, 8:45. Ay, traje una tortilla de papas. Yeah. And so I do my best to get here around 8:30, 8:40, just to turn everything on, make sure everything's working, and prepare just in case I have to use my phone instead of having to use the camera that I have set up here. I actually changed it. I had the Canon camera that was up here on the stand, and I used that. The problem was getting it to click on sometimes, and it was just too much trouble. No, it was too much trouble. It was just más gorro that I wanted to deal with at the time. So I opted to get one of these little clip-on cameras, supposedly HD, which I think looks okay. Of course, you can't compare to the Canon one. It did look the best. It was just too much hassle getting it all to work. Had a great day yesterday. Someone actually sent me a message and saying, if we were going to be having a show last night. And I apologize. I sort of wanted to slack off a little bit on the evening shows because I do want to have, it's kind of trippy. I do want to have a little bit of rest and some time for myself. So sort of slacked off a little bit on it. I'm hoping, good morning, good morning. I'm hoping that I get back into the groove of, doing the night shows. We'll see what happens. Maybe with this political season just around the corner, it will motivate more individuals to come out and share their platform and share what's going on. But had a halfway busy day yesterday. I'm into that. I made plans, like I had made mention. I think I posted it on my private page. I did make plans to go to Guatemala next week. I will be going to Guatemala. We'll be going up a mountain, horseback riding. Horseback up a mountain. It's the only way to get across to where we need to go. So they're going to pick me up at the airport, and then we're going to drive towards the base of the mountain, and then head off horseback riding for like an hour or so, which I think is kind of interesting. Yeah, it's amazing. It's kind of a weird little trip. It's sort of like a missionary trip type of thing. Hey, Chris, love you, Papa. It's sort of like a little missionary trip type of situation. I'm going to go up a mountain, come back down off the mountain, which they said it was going to take like an hour. And during this trip, what the purpose of the trip is to actually go by a mule, a donkey. And I just thought that was kind of like amazing. Going to Guatemala, on the border with Mexico, to go buy a donkey. So I'm actually making this trip into a twofold trip. Good morning, good morning. I was wondering what ultimately caused the passing of state. I will go into that. Of what I know. So we're going to go buy a donkey. It's a missionary trip for a preacher that preaches and visits several congregations there, and the only way that he could get from one congregation to another congregation to another congregation is via donkey. And I think that's kind of amazing. And the reason that this came about was one of our church members, leaders, went out there and posted um, all the days when individuals would go actually do missionary work on donkeys and go out and all this stuff. Uh, I'm going to do my best. I'll come back to your question, Stephen. So it's going to be an interesting. It was good to see y'all, man. Lisandro, we uh we ran into each other at Bubba's, and during the was it the 49ers game, right? And it was a lot of fun. It was good to see you, your family. It's always good to see you, man. Donkey, burro, or horse. Remember, you go on top, on the bottom. I'm going to do my best. So we're going to buy the mula, the donkey, and see visit the different places that this guy is going to see it. Is buying a donkey easier than buying a politician just asking for a friend? Nope. I don't think so. So it's going to be good food. Nice seeing you too. God bless you, man. Love you, Baba. And so it's going to be a cute little trip. I'll be gone Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 4 days. And I figure I take 4 days because it's probably going to take that long to visit a couple of those places and just chill out for a while. So I'm going to be doing my best to go do the shows from there in the morning, and if not, for sure during the evening, because I'm probably going to be staying. I thinking on top of a mountain. I do not know. It's going to be interesting. I'll say that much. But I'm excited. I'm excited about the whole ordeal and the whole trip. And so I rented that out. Got the space ready, got my plane ticket, got the hotel. Well, I don't know where we're going to stay, so I'm going to take extra money to take the hotel. But I'm going to fly into Tapachula, and from there again we're going up the mountain. After the trip, I'm going to come back to Tapachula. I don't know if I'm going to spend a night there, which I probably will, but I'll decide when I get there, and then fly to Mexico City, and from Mexico City, spend the night in Mexico City. I've already rented my hotel. I stay at the Geneve Hotel in La Zona Rosa. Going to have dinner with a friend of mine, Ricardo. I don't know if he's watching or not. He sometimes watches, surprises me. Ricardo, I love Ricardo. Good guy. Long story. Hotels are not very expensive there. It's very beautiful. Very, very true. And that's one of the amazing things about going into southern Mexico. Everything tends to be a little bit on the less expensive side, which is a great thing. The countryside seemed beautiful. So what I decided to traerte traerte un guatemalteco. We have a lot of them here already. I don't think I need to be bringing any more. They're coming in the droves. That's the other thing that I wanted to actually take a glance at, is to see these people whilst they're coming over, crossing over the border. Because if we think our border is porous, supposedly their border is very, very porous. There's very, very limited security. So I'm interested in going down there and running into to a caravan or two, and maybe interviewing a couple of people out there, like why are they coming, what's the purpose and everything else. So again, if any local news station, which I know it's not going to happen, or news organization, would like a video or an interview of individuals down there, I'll be out there next week. So hey, it'll be a cheap little thing for you all. Para los noticieros en español, si cualquier noticiero, a mis amigos que están el medio de las noticias, tiene el interés de que pues vaya y entreviste a algunas personas allá abajo que vienen a Estados Unidos, pues me avisan, voy a ser su reportero ambulante. Hasta aquí reportando, Joaquín. Just don't get mistaken for a Guatemala. I don't think so. One of the things that I was debating was whether to take the Mexican, just the Mexican passport, or just take my credencial. I have both. I have the a Mexican passport and my American passport. This is my emergency passport that I had to get when I went to Guatemala. Coincidence, but I'm planning to take both just in case. planning to take both, just to be on the safe side. Just to be on the safe side. Let me get it. I know a lot of them told me the reason they came up here is for the work. It's because it's hard with their money to work down there. It is very much so, and it's the same thing that happens, Chris, in Cuba. I will be in Cuba from February 25th to the 29th. There, it's almost impossible to do shows. So we'll see what happens. I'm going to try my best to do a show here or there. But it's the same thing up there. The amount of money that individuals make in these I want to say third world countries, is really, really ridiculous. I mean, they earn, I think in Cuba, they earn $35 a month. And that's just like a regular worker, $35 a month. I think in Venezuela, it's like $25 or $15, something like that. It really is horrible. So, you understand why a lot of these individuals come over. It's just learning a little bit more, being hands on in regards to the process. And I think it'd be kind of interesting, kind of fun. Let me say that one of the things that, reading through my mind, through my crazy brain, was I said, you know what? Because I saw these. It's sad, in Honduras they make $100 to 200 a month in USDA. Again, 35 in Cuba, and I think it's like 25 in Venezuela. $100 a month. Let me tell you, that is someone that is well paid in Cuba. So yeah, yeah, Honduras ain't that bad. Uh, it's kind of trippy that you mentioned Honduras. Someone actually sent me a message or put up on my post saying, "When are you coming to Honduras?" And I said, "You let me know. I got credit cards. I'm ready to travel." So it's going to be an interesting trip. So what I was thinking was, I wish I had, those glasses. As I saw them up in Rome, the glasses, the Ray-Ban glasses that are the Meta ones, that ones that have the camera right here. Those that I could use. I like it when they put money in my drawer. Those like I could use to um, to record live where I'm going, and I thought that would be kind of like interesting, because I could be recording while I'm going. San Lorenzo Valley is the best food down there if you like seafood, uh, fried seafood. Not much into the fishy food stuff, the situation. But let me say, uh, so there's no place here in Brownsville that you could actually go and order straight order Ray Bans, the smart ones with a Meta. So I have to drive off, and right now, after I finish here, I'm going to have to go to Lens Crafters in Harlingen. Lens Crafters, and they open up at 10 in the morning. So I'm going to leave here, end the show hopefully in a bit, get a couple of things done here and there. I went to Stanton to get my prescription, because I was actually going to get a new prescription, but they said that my old prescription was still good because it was less than 2 years. Did they release the results regarding the toxology report, matter of death in terms of regular? Not yet. And I know what you're getting at. And let me say, I think the cause of his death, as of right now, without the toxicology report, is that heart failure, um, due to flu symptoms or cold symptoms or something. Algo así. I and I think what Stephen again is alluding to is the drug use that many of us, I think, knew that Rene Oliveira partook in. And let me say again, I've been one to be on the drugging use inside, guys, and it's a horrible thing. Uh, I I think some of us got to a point where we stopped doing consuming a lot of drugs and alcohol even. I still tend to take a drink here or there, but have no use for drugs. I think one of the things that is so very different about our times right now, guys, is that uh, drugs are not what they used to be back in the 80s and even the 90s, guys. Drugs now, it's really, really superbly dangerous. Uh, I'm going to share this really, really quick story because I think I've shared this before. Back when I was a young kid, I never did drugs at all, had no use for them. but when I started working at Lincoln Park School, there was a friend of mine that was there, and we used to hang out. Um, I'm not going to mention their name because they're well known here in the city of Brownsville, and we'd go out and we would smoke pot, and I never liked pot, but he was a friend of mine, and so I said, yeah. It was funny. We used to play the smoke pot at his house here on Palm Boulevard, and again, very well known family. And we used to play canasta with his grandmother, and and play canasta, play canasta, and it was funny because I don't want to. I don't know if I've mentioned her name before. She would go like, what's that smell? And, and Jay's like, it's incense, Grandma. And Mima, Mima. And it was good. Oh, James. He said, I don't know. But she was kind of like, and would bake us cookies and stuff and food. It was amazing. And but she's like, well, then, but when she sat down to play canasta, like, she became like a warrior, a canasta warrior. I love canasta. If anyone out there wants to ever invite me to play canasta, I'm all game for it. You already said his name. Yeah, but I didn't mention their last name. If I would mention their last name, everyone would know who they are. And I mean, it happened many years ago. Well, in that time, James would go out there. In that time, James would go out there like, "Hey, no, it's that do some coke," and I'm going like, "No." And the reason was back then there was a lot of stories out there how there was a basketball player that did like a bump or a line and passed away and died. So I said, "No, no, 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 no." So I think that was back in those days, and I think drugs were a lot purer back then. Now there's a lot of issues with fentanyl and a lot of mixing stuff, and a lot of these cartels that are trying to cut into to to in some way, shape, or form, trying to make more profit. So, with all the recent fentanyl deaths, today's pot is so strong, like 100% stronger than the old. Oh, uh, I don't, and again, I don't do drugs. I do drugs many years. That I'm talking about when I was a kid, and you get to a point where you go like, I'll leave all that stuff aside. But I don't have any use for it. I don't care for it. I mean, when I went to Las Vegas, I smoked some because it was legal to do so. And I think if I'd go to Denver or something, if it's legal, I feel, well, you're there, you're with a bunch. I don't have anything against individuals that smoke pot. I'm concerned about individuals that tend to do other drugs like cocaine and stuff because of you don't know what you're getting in the mix. It's just so very dangerous. So I think one of the things that happened, and again, we haven't gotten that toxicology report back on Daniel Oliveira, but I think most people here knew that there was, in his past drug consumption, and I think that affected his heart and his health in general. I think the same thing happened to a couple of other individuals that have passed away recently. Actually, a couple of the politicos that passed away, the ones that we mentioned, maybe Nice, Vargas. A lot of it had to do with the consumption of drugs. It was just a little bit on the too much side. Again, there's got to come a point in time for adults, that are over their 40s and 50s, guys. Yeah, it's not 20 and 30 anymore. And I think I've been very open about my consumption use. And again, I've shared with the people of Brownsville how, at one point or another, I was homeless on the street and lost everything a couple of times over. I've been very open about it. And I think that again, it's part of life. One thing usually will lead to another thing. That's part of the issue. It just goes one to another to another to another, and really, you lose a lot of time. I literally. It's kind of funny because I run into individuals. They go like, "Hey, remember when we were 20 and we did this and this?" I'm like, "I don't remember. I don't remember most of my 20s. I anything of my 20s. Nothing. It was like blank stare. Synthetic pot, two puffs, and you're cooked all day." Well, that's interesting to know. Now you've got me interested. No, no, I don't want anyone offering me any drugs. I'm okay. I'm already corny as it is, as much without any substances in my system. And the other thing that I think that a lot of individuals tend not to do, Stephen and Hector, is you guys when you get to a certain age, like me. I mean, I just had a birthday 11 days ago. I had a birthday 11 days ago, and let me say, guys, let me say I had a birthday 11 goes, and I go to the get a checkup from my doctor every chance, every 3, 4, 5 months, and just to make sure that everything's right in my system. I think the last labs that I did was, I think the last labs that I did was right before I left to Italy, to Rome, and everything's perfect. I think I had a couple of little markers there, insignificant little markers, nothing substantial. So I'm very, 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 very fortunate that I was able to escape the destruction of my body and of my soul with a lot of these things, or else my babies would not be good. Look at how fat that kid is. Este, he's a character. So I'm very, 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 very grateful that I was able to escape all that, and it's very unfortunate that a lot of people are not able to escape all that. Isn't he a cute one? ¿Quién te quiere, bebé? ¿Quién te quiere, bebé? Los pelos in my mouth. Have you been to the new Longhorn restaurant? Was it any good? I have not yet gone. Again, I figured that the first couple of days it was going to be jam packed. I don't like crowds. I don't like to be all bunched up. I go, have a date tonight, so I'm going to probably go to Chilmoli or to Alcurnia, but maybe pass by Longhorn restaurant to see how it is. But we'll see what happens. Happy late birthday. Thank you, puppy. Fat cat. Very fat cat. Beautiful fat cat. You saw the light, huh? Um, yeah. It's kind of like you get to a point where you go like, "Yeah, I don't need this anymore in my life. I think it was kind of a trippy situation with me because it happened a couple of times. Again, I destroyed my life like 2, 3 different times. And on one of those occasions, I woke up at a friend's house and I was tirado en el piso. And it was here, right close to the police station. And I opened my eyes and was watching the ceiling fan. Don't make it. Was watching the ceiling fan go around and around and around. And I literally started to cry. And I said, God, have I fallen so far that I can't get up? And I was just crying, crying. And I said, God, help me, please. And God did help me. I truly believe that God lifted me up. I decided to leave this area and went somewhere else and destroyed my life somewhere else. And then escaped that and went somewhere else, destroyed my life somewhere else también. And then came back and halfway almost destroyed my life, but I caught myself. So I've been very, very fortunate. I don't think it's more of a see the light type of situation. It's to start to love yourself a little bit more than you love the consumption of things that take you out of the reality. There's a major drug problem in Port Isabel. Uh, Yes, but I think that there's always been a major drug problem in Port Isabel. I think it's a constant with Port Isabel. Siempre, I mean, throughout all my years, we've known, we know, they know, we will always know. It's Port Isabel. I mean, it's depressing to probably live in Port Isabel, and I hope my friends that live in Port Isabel don't get upset. Suffice, and then add drugs to that. It's kind of like a trippy deal. Um, I had a conversation yesterday with a couple of board members and with different friends of mine that are in the know in regards to BISD. Look, guys, I'm going to say what I said yesterday and what I've tried to tell Susan and Maggie and all these other individuals out there. Again, we're going nowhere. The island is worse. It's very weird. I've never actually seen. I think I've been more in tune with individuals in Puerto Rico doing drugs. I've never been that much in tune with individuals at the island. Maybe because they have more money. I know for a fact that there's always a lot of pot smoking at the island, but pot, I don't even consider pot that much of a drug. I hope I don't get slammed for that one. And I don't like pot, so again, I don't want anyone saying, that's supposed to advocating for pot. I don't care for pot. None, never have. Only when I was with James and me, mom, playing canasta. But that was like 30 years ago, guys. 40 years ago. 40 years ago. Anyway, um, guys, going back into the district thing, guys, nothing is going to improve here locally until we all come together and we unite. We don't have to live peleados los unos con los otros. We can't afford it. The more we live peleados los unos con los otros, the more easy prey we become to the corrupt political machine that exists here, guys. Look, yesterday I put up a post in regards to the city of Brownsville. They're going to start a news show or something twice a month or some crap, bull crap. And I go like, and I sent. Uh, uh, hold on. Rui, te mando el teléfono. Te lo mando por mensaje. ¿Le puedes marcar a esta persona? Sí. Ahí te lo mando. Quiere informes. Um, Nothing's going to happen unless we start to unite, come together, and again, it isn't an issue that Erasmo wants to be in charge. Erasmo, we just got to work together. It's not going to happen. Yesterday, I put up a post in regards to the city of Brownsville going to have a news little program every 2 weeks or something, twice a month, whatever. I don't care. Probably after the meetings. And I said, what a waste of resources. You already have individuals here who are in tune with what's going on. Don't call it the news. And it's kind of a trippy deal because I sent Commissioner de las Chanclas, Commissioner Pedro Cardenas, and Tino Villarreal, Commissioner Villarreal. I sent them all. I said, like, guys, this is a waste of resources. They're the only ones I have contact with on the city commission. Don't have contact with the rest of the imbeciles on there. So I sent them a message, and the only one that responded, Pedro Cardenas did not respond. Tino Villarreal did not respond, and I'm having lunch with Tino Villarreal sometime this week, which is okay. But De Las Chanclas did respond, and we got into it via text message. And I said, you know what? This is just a waste of resources. He goes, well, if you want transparency, then then you're bitching about. I said, wait a minute. I'm not saying I want everyone to be transparent. Just don't call it the news when it's not the news, because they're not going to report on the iffy things that happen at the city. He says, well, no. I said, well, then it's not news, because there's a lot of iffy things that happen at the city. But when you go out there and say this is the news, then you individuals get the idea that that's all news, unbiased, ni de aquí ni de allá, which is the kind of news that we grew up with, not the current news, because like MSNBC is a piece of crap, CNN is a piece of crap, Fox is a piece of crap. They're all pieces of crap. They all tend to go whichever ideology they want to believe. And again, what's lost is the Walter Cronkites, the Watergate, the individuals that were, even the Dan Rathers, squirrel dijo Erasmo, 100%, yeah, squirrel. So what happens is, and I said, and I told Commissioner Chanclas, look, Commissioner Chanclas, what it is a community board. It's a bulletin, which that's what should it be called. Like, this is what's happening in the city. That is a communication board. It's not the news. So don't call it the news. They're still going to call it the news. Well, I disagree. I say, okay, let's have lunch. CNN and 4 has been there corrupted by the Democrats, 100%. Fox News corrupted by the Republicans. So, so, oh, okay, let's go have lunch. I'm ready right now. I haven't eaten. So we went and had lunch, had a conversation. I said, look, not going to work. Change the name, call it something else. Unite, come together. There's something that will be hard for Bronzo because many people just don't care enough to stand up for corruption. They're not willing to take a chance to change things. 100%, Gene. Gene's in tune. Gene knows what's going on. So we went, had lunch, had a conversation. We talked about all the gossip that's going on, all the ins and outs and everything. Had a great conversation. What I'm trying to say with that, guys, is that we don't have to agree on everything. He may still be in favor of calling it the news, and I am 100% against calling it the news because it demeans what a news show is all about. Demeans it belittles it. It's just a whitewash. Is because for them it's going to be, oh, everything's peachy keen, everything's wonderful, everything's amazing. That's not the news. That's not the news. I was approached by 3 different prostitutes in Port Isabel, and the Port Isabel police do nothing about all the drug use and prostitution. Yeah. uh, uh, and there are some individuals, and I go back to this. There are some individuals that are standing up to BISD, and that's really, let me tell you, that is something that hasn't been seen for years. And I'll touch on that subject that I just got texted on, guys. Let me say, individuals need to recognize the individuals that have been out there standing, and I made mention of this yesterday, standing against the giant that is the corrupt political machine. And BISD is a huge corrupt political machine because of the giant economics of the whole deal. And there's crap loads of money. You're talking about $500 million, guys, in budget. So they're going to protect that little money way as much as humanly possible. And it doesn't matter to them that they go out there and destroy lives. I had conversations with board members yesterday, and I said, guys, uh, be very, very careful in regards to all the information that's placed before you. And I think these individuals on the board right now have not understood completely how conniving the attorneys are, because not going to single out any attorney. I don't know the complete facts yet because I haven't been showed them. I've been shown something, but I shared with a couple of board members yesterday, guys, we were at the forefront of this case that's going on with where they try to destroy the life of a child, of a student. We were at the forefront of it because I received the back end of it, and then I received the front end of it back many years ago. So I had conversations with the parents, and they said, "Look, this is what's going on," and it made sense. But when you talk to the district was like, "Nope, we're in the right. Here's the proof." I don't believe anything that the district puts out there, guys, in regards to proof. Anything. Because it's the same thing. Again, I've been on both sides of the bench, guys. I've been on behind the bench and in front of the bench. And let me say this, guys, that when we had to take action as board members against uh, Sendejas and against Tucker, there at the district, guys, when we had to take action, we were shown evidence, proof, and you looked at the evidence and proof, and it was, I mean, damning. But the proof came from Baltasar Salazar, who was a piece of crap. So the proof, we're looking at the proof, and we're like, well, there's no other way we can vote. We have to vote against Sendejas. We have to vote against Tucker. I mean, based on the proof, what we had to vote on. The problem is that the proof was tainted because the attorney, Balsar Salazar, wanted it to sway a specific way. So we voted against Sendejas and Tucker, guys, and we were wrong. And I've shared this conversation with both of them. I was wrong. And I was wrong because I was trusting in the information that was being placed in front of us. Again, Why would they do that? Because that's the type of the organization that we're dealing with, guys. So when individuals right now, currently the board, say, "Well, we've got to vote this way because this is the evidence that has been put forward to us by the BISD attorneys," told the board members, "Do not believe a single word that comes out of their mouth or anything that has been produced by them. Do not believe anything. You cannot trust it. You have to know the backstory, the in story, and the side story. Have to." And this is where I think, and again, I don't want don't want all the messages because, again, got into a fight with Susan, a little back and forth with Susan, and I've had this conversation with Maggie. I appreciate everything they do. Because, oh, well, you don't like community members coming out and standing up against. I said, no. What I want you to do is be well informed of everything that's going on, because individuals like myself know the backstory, the backside, the inside, and everything. I am a well of information. A well of information, Chima. Chima's right here. A well of information. And I'm not wanting, and again, it's not me sounding arrogant. It's not me having like let everything come to my way. But going back into Gene, unless we unite, we come together and work together, nothing is ever going to change. That's what I want people to understand. It's not kiss at Osmos ring. I've got other places that I want you to kiss, maybe, but not the ring. It's not anything about that. It's not about Erasmo. It's about the community and how to have a greater impact on the community. But this case that the district is seeing right now, it's going to be a disaster. It's going to be a disaster, and it's going to hurt the district. But the district needs to get hurt. It needs to get bitch slapped. That's what it needs to. That needs to happen. They need to. And Daniela, Denise, uh, Snaggletooth, this Jessica, and little Eddie have placed the district in danger, in a huge, huge predicament, and it's really unfortunate, guys. Because again, and I've reached out to little Eddie, and I said, "Come on the show. Let's have a conversation in regards to what's going on." He refuses. He refuses to. And again, they're prerogative, guys. But again, where's the transparency that they always claim to say and have? I was approached by three different prostitutes in Port Isabel, and the Port Isabel police do nothing about all the drug use and prostitution. It's so easy to get cheap sex in Port Isabel. Really? Do you have a number or something that I can call me? Joking. I go to my next class. I will be back. Love you, Chris. Have a great class day. Chris is someone that follows us from Tennessee. God bless you, Chris. A student. Great kid. The world is headed in the wrong direction, and hater is leading the way. Democrats have nothing to do with it. We know who the real culprit is. Okay. You can't blame Trump for everything, papi. Come on. Love you. Until we all learn to be respectful regarding differing of ideology or opinions, we cannot unite. Unfortunately, in today's society, one is judged by whom you voted for or going to vote for. 100%. And I think this is one of the reasons why I've always admired Carlos Cascos, Judge Carlos Cascos. Carlos Cascos is a maverick here locally, and tends to go against the grain. Uh, I appreciate Carlos Cascos, and I appreciate the fact that has a wider understanding of what goes on here, far greater than many of the individuals that have been in this for a while. The proof is in the pudding. What is it as a political community are we going to do to enhance healthcare, public safety, education, economic opportunity, jobs, and stop with a self-serving mentality? Public service is not a career, and unfortunately, it's been taken as a career by many, many individuals out here, and that's just really what's really unfortunate. Hola, cheese. Hola. Erasmo, we're on our own facts. Yeah, it's true. Trájete. Uh, the sad four will bring BISD to his knees. Unfortunately, yeah, very much so. Call me crazy, but I've always had ideas on how to bring life back downtown. Move some of the essential services offices that people need, for example, social service, social security office, DPS office, employment office. That will create traffic downtown. People might eat or shop more downtown, and I agree. And I think that some of like I think the tourist thing crap, the one that Captain Bob was saying, calling out the homeless people. I think that's moving downtown. I agree with Gene completely. My idea for downtown is just shut it down so it has absolutely no traffic going through it, so where people have to park here at the parking garage and have like scooters and stuff to go around the area, or accessible tuk-tuks. I think pedicabs, those would be kind of amazing. That'd be, I think, a great idea. Porque andan en contra de esta familia. Um, I'm not going to mention their name. Hey, Chris, good to have you back. I'm not going to mention their names just because they just because. Well, I'm going to mention. I am going to mention their names because it's going to be public information anyways, already out there. I think the matter has to do with the Gallegos versus. Hey Jude, oh, hold on. I gotta take this one. Sorry, guys. Yeah, I think it's a battle between the Gallegos and the Lucios. I think that that's part of the gist to it. I think let me say, I'm very disappointed with Linda Gallegos. Very, very disappointed with all the Gallegos. And I think that they were all trying to move into a direction where there was self protection. And we already know it was self benefit to themselves. Again, the case that's coming up before us is going to be very, very telling. It's going to be he said, she said, we said type of situation. And I think that this matter with the BISD, there's a tinge of that political conflict in there. But before he became headlines, we are not hating each other or much less killing each other. It's not true, Hector. And I, it's not true. It's not. Trump did not destroy the political climate in the states. Why are they going against this family? I'm back. Love you, Chris. Ay, papaya caíste. Guys, I love you guys. I've got to go to Harlingen to get my Ray-Ban glasses. I don't know how soon I'll have them. I probably won't have them for my Guatemala trip, but I'm hoping to have them for my Cuban trip. We'll see what happens. I appreciate you. I love y'all. Guys, I'm going to see if I be back. I won't be back tonight at 9 p.m. because I have a date. But I'll be back tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock in the morning. Thank y'all for being patient with me. We've been at this for 45 minutes. Not bad. Guys, love y'all. I really do. And our community deserves so much better than what we have. And the only way that we're going to do what's right and better this community is if we continue tonight, continue to come together and not consider each all of us enemies out there. More of individuals with different opinions, different takes. Love you, Royal. Vice, nice to see you again. You too, Chris. God bless. Guys, the only way that we're going to put a dent into the corrupt political machine that exists here is if we continue to come together and unite as a community and fight for the community as a whole, not for the special interests of a few or the one. I love y'all, most of y'all. Guys, be good to each other. Continue to be good to me. God bless.